Paris, thank you. 4 lifeguards abused, assaulted, and harassed girls at Chicago's pools and beaches. That's according to the result of an investigation released earlier today by the Chicago Park District's watchdog. WTTW News reporter Heather Sharon joins us now with more. Heather, how far back do these allegations, or how far back did these alleged incidents occur, and what is the status of the accused lifeguards?
Well, these allegations date back to 2015 and occurred as recently as the summer of 2020. 3 of the 4 lifeguards outlined in the interim inspector general's report have already resigned, and a 4th should be fired, according to the interim inspector general, Allison Perona. There are, of course, Mike Kelly, who was superintendent of the Park District, he was ousted under fire for his handling of this investigation last month, but the probe is ongoing, and there are other Park District employees who have been suspended, and that there are other allegations that are still under investigation.
And why did it take so long for the Park District to take action on these allegations?
Well, that really is the question. There were 2 reports released today, one focused by the inspector general on the allegations themselves. The other, a report from a law firm hired by the Park District, examined the role of the Park District's leadership in handling these complaints. And it found that Mike Kelly took 6 months to forward the complaint when he received it to the Park District's HR, Human Resources Division, and for an investigation to be launched. And there are no clear answers tonight exactly why that happened. Park District Board President Avis Lavelle said it was clear that the Park District was quite dysfunctional when it came to handling these allegations. And she said there were systemic problems with the way the Park District's board was set up to handle these sort of events. However, interim superintendent Rosa Escareno, who replaced Mr. Kelly, said that that allowed a culture of abuse to, quote, fester.
Okay, and so while we're on it, the Park District, also released a report on former Superintendent Mike Kelly. What did they find?
Well, that he took too long to address these, and that even while he was assuring other Park District officials that he was handling these reports correctly, he was not. And I think what's most damning in these reports today is that it's clear that even after these first complaints were made to officials, that other lifeguards, some as young as 15, were being abused, harassed, and bullied.
Okay, so Interim Superintendent Rosa Escareno, who replaced Kelly, says that there needs to be a better system for handling these allegations. Here she is.
We need to take this opportunity to tear everything apart and figure out how we rebuild it in a way that does exactly what we intend to do. How do we find clarity for the victims or anyone who wants to report any violation of this nature to the Park District?
And Heather, what is the Park District doing to ensure that complaints aren't ignored like this in the future?
Well, there will be a new Office of Protection created to handle these sort of complaints. And that, we were told today, is designed to prevent these sort of complaints from being failed to be investigated. However, that is very much a work in progress, and it's not exactly clear who would have authority over that office and how it would be run. The devil really will be in the details in this one.
And lastly, Avis Lavelle, she's the board president, facing calls to resign from 2 members of the city council. What role did she play, and will she resign?
She said she would not resign, and that while she expressed regret about her decision to trust the former superintendent to handle these complaints, she says that her role as board president really prevented her from doing much other than that. It's important to note that Avis Lavelle is a veteran City Hall operative. She worked for former Mayor Richard M. Daley. She served on the school board. So she's certainly somebody who understands how investigations happen and how they should be conducted. And it's not clear whether the calls that from Alderman Scott Wagasback and Alderman Michelle Smith, that's simply not good enough, whether that will cause her to either lose her position on the board or perhaps reevaluate her decision to stay on.
Okay, a lot more to come on this story, I'm sure. Heather Sharon on the case for us. Thank you, Heather.
Thank you, Brandis.
And you can read Heather's full story on our website. That's at WTTW.com/news.